A welcome back to Golden Rule Wisdom, where we uncover timeless stories that illuminate the path to a wealthier and wiser life. Today we travel to an ancient bustling market where fortunes change hands daily and hidden treasures often go completely unnoticed by many. Our story begins with a poor laborer who worked hard every single day just to put a little food on his table. While digging one afternoon, his rough hands brushed against a stone that sparkled with an intensity he had never seen before. He thought it was just a pretty pebble, a shiny trinket that might look nice but held no real monetary value. He decided to tie the glittering stone around the neck of his donkey, thinking it would make a nice decoration for it. As the donkey walked through the town, the stone swung back and forth, catching the light but remaining ignored by the passers-by. A local merchant who owned a small grocery store noticed the shiny object and felt a sudden urge to possess it. He called the poor laborer over and asked if he would be willing to sell the shiny stone for a small price. The laborer shrugged, thinking he was getting free money for a useless rock, and happily agreed to sell it right there. The merchant paid him 50 rupees, a sum that made the poor man smile as he walked away feeling very lucky. The merchant did not know it was a diamond, but he liked its weight and decided to use it for weighing. For days, the priceless diamond sat on the dirty scale, used to weigh vegetables and grains, its true value completely hidden. One day, a professional jeweler passed by the shop, and his trained eyes immediately caught the distinct sparkle of the stone. He stopped in his tracks, his heart racing as he realized that a massive diamond was being used as a weight. He entered the shop, and trying to hide his excitement, and asked the merchant casually if the stone on the scale was for sale. The merchant, thinking it was just a pretty stone, said he would sell it for 100 rupees and nothing less. The jeweler examined it closely and confirmed it was a diamond worth millions. Yet his greed began to cloud his judgment. He thought to himself that the merchant was ignorant, so he could easily negotiate the price down to save some money. He offered 80 rupees, hoping the merchant would accept it, believing he was the only one who knew its true worth. The merchant shook his head firmly and refused the offer, stating that the price was fixed at 100 rupees exactly. The jeweler walked away confidently, thinking the merchant would surely call him back to accept the 80 rupees in a moment. He waited around the corner, convinced that his tactic would work and he would get the priceless gem for a discount. Moments later, a second jeweler entered the shop to buy some water, and his eyes also fell upon the shining stone. He possessed great wisdom and immediately recognized the stone's value without needing to inspect it for more than a few seconds. He asked the merchant for the price, and the shopkeeper replied with the same figure of 100 rupees he wanted. Without saying a single word, the second jeweler pulled out 100 rupees and placed them directly into the merchant's hand. The merchant was pleased with the quick sale, and the second jeweler took the diamond, bowing politely, before leaving the shop. He walked away with a calm smile, knowing he had just secured a fortune simply by recognizing value and acting fast. The first jeweler saw the transaction from afar and felt a knot in his stomach, rushing back to the shop immediately. But he slammed 100 rupees on the counter and told the merchant he was ready to buy the stone right now. The merchant looked at him and said simply that he was too late, for the stone had already been sold. The jeweler was furious and screamed at the merchant, revealing that the stone was actually a diamond worth a vast fortune. The merchant remained calm and asked why, if he knew the value, he risked losing it over a mere 20 rupees. The merchant called him a fool for knowing the true worth, yet letting greed for pennies cost him a life-changing treasure. He stood there frozen, realizing that his cleverness had been his downfall, leaving him with nothing but regret and empty hands. This story is not just about a diamond, it is a mirror reflecting the opportunities we miss due to our hesitation. The first lesson we must learn is to never be penny wise and pound foolish when dealing with great opportunities. Many of us focus so much on saving small amounts that we fail to see the bigger picture of value creation. Right? The first jeweler tried to save 20 rupees, but in doing so he lost the chance to make millions in profit. True wisdom lies in understanding when to negotiate and when to pay the full price to secure something of immense value. The second lesson teaches us that opportunities are fleeting and do not wait for us to make up our minds. Opportunities are like that open door. If you hesitate for too long, someone else will walk through it before you. The second jeweler succeeded because he did not overthink. He recognized the value and seized the moment without any second thoughts. Being too calculated can sometimes be a disadvantage, as it leads to paralysis while others are taking bold and decisive action. Finally, the third lesson reminds us not to procrastinate, for the best time to act is always in the present. Hesitation is often the thief of success, stealing our dreams simply because we are afraid to make a firm commitment. Successful people are those who train themselves to make decisions quickly and change them slowly rather than the other way around. Regret is a heavy burden to carry, and it weighs far more than the risk of taking a chance on opportunity. That rough stone became the centerpiece of a crown, a legacy for the one who acted, and a memory for the one who waited. Even the laborer missed out because of ignorance, showing us that knowledge is the first step to recognizing true value. We must educate ourselves to see the diamonds in our own lives, which often appear as hard work or difficult challenges. Each character in this story represents a part of us: the ignorant, the transaction-minded, the hesitant, and the decisive, wise man. Strive to be like the second jeweler, who knew his craft so well that he could act with absolute confidence. The world is full of diamonds disguised as stones, waiting for someone with the vision and courage to claim them. In your life today, identify what you are haggling over that might be costing you your peace or your future success. Do not let the fear of paying a little extra stop you from acquiring assets that will change your life forever. Every morning brings a new chance to rewrite your story, to stop hesitating, and to start building the life you deserve. Walk your path with eyes wide open, ready to spot the value that others miss, and brave enough to act. Let wisdom be your guide, let courage be your companion, and let decisive action be the tool that builds your future. Take a moment to reflect on the opportunities you have right now and ask yourself if you are treating them correctly. The key to abundance is not just in working hard, but in recognizing the moments that define our destiny and acting. Clear your vision, remove the doubts that cloud your judgment, and be ready to pay the price for your dreams. Step by step, decision by decision, you build the character that determines whether you end up as a fool or wise. Plant the seeds of decision today, and you will harvest the fruits of success and prosperity in the seasons to come. Let your internal compass be guided by value rather than cost, and you will never lose your way to wealth. Ultimately, our choices affect not just us, but those we love, providing them with security and a better quality of life. Pass this wisdom on to the next generation, so they too may learn to see the diamonds in the rough. Remember the diamond, remember the merchant, and most importantly, remember the two jewelers whenever you face a major decision in life. Ask yourself today, which jeweler are you? The one who hesitates and loses, or the one who acts and wins? We hope this story has added value to your day and given you a new perspective on how to view opportunities. If you found wisdom in this tale, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to Golden Rule Wisdom for more stories that feed your mind and nourish your soul every week. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today, and may your eyes always be open to the diamonds around you. Until next time, stay wise, stay decisive, and remember that the greatest treasures are often hidden in plain sight. Goodbye.